Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at Sneasler in the Open Ultra League. And I'm going to have to say, before we get into anything, I had a blast with this thing and it's really fun. Now, I do have a little explaining to do. The IVs on this are horrible. The combat power is just not great, 2,455. I'll work on another one. That secondary move is quite expensive, 75,000 Stardust, so you may want to pick or choose the one you want. You know, you just go with whatever's closest to 2,500. I'll do another one later down the line, but you're going to be able to see the performance here, and it was amazing. We're going to be pairing it up with Shadow Snorlax and Shiny Lugia with Aeroblast and Sky Attack, and then Dragon Tail as well. Standard moves on the Snorlax, and then the Sneasler's got close combat, as you can see, and X-Scissor. Now, remember what we encountered for this first battle. It was going to be a Charizard with Dragon Breath. Keep that in mind for the next battle here. And I'm also going to be leaving in quite a few losses because I want you to see the full spectrum here. And there is a couple of mistakes that I will call out on myself that I did make, trying to keep the Sneasler alive so we can just see it in action even longer, but it costed me the battle. And even though you're losing sometimes, that doesn't mean it's going to be a horrible battle. It may be even more entertaining to watch because it's so close. So take a look at this one here. We're looking pretty good. Going in with the Sneasler, Shadow Clawing down. They go in here with the Swampert, and we're just going to be able to simply hit this X-Scissor and it's over. I just did that just in case they had another Hydro Cannon. I wasn't keeping track of all the energy they did have. All right, now let's go ahead and see what we're going to encounter. And there's another Charizard. What is it going to have for its quick move? It's Dragon Breath. How crazy is that? So we swap into Snorlax, and they're going to be making a swap into Scrafty here. This is not all bad. We're still looking pretty good here. Now I'm going to say Sneasler with Shadow Claw. Oh my goodness, and X-Scissor. I'm going to say you may want to go with Aerial Ace. It does have that as well. Close combat is a must. You could go with Poison Jab, but I do recommend Shadow Claw for sure, just in case you encounter a Ghost type, because it's not going to be very effective with close combat. X-Scissor, Aerial Ace is going to be your only option. Shadow Claw gives you that nice play with that quick move here. So up against the Scrafty, we are going to go for the close combat here. Now, again, unfortunately, with these newer Pokemon, these things that hit hard, Sneasler is going to have a lot of attack, but it really can't take a hit too well. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's the squishiest thing around, but it is a little kind of. Alright, so we're going for the Sky Attack up against the Charizard here, and that was their last shield. Blast Burn's going to be doing a lot, but they do retreat with energy, bringing in a Venusaur, like the Kanto energy going on here. So we're going to go for a Sky Attack, doing a lot of damage here. Now, Lugia is just a tank, especially if it's not Shadow. You're going to be able to just absorb those hits. But then again, Venusaur is a pretty amazing Pokemon with that attack. So we are going to go ahead and throw in our Sneasler to go ahead and start farming up with that Shadow Claw, seeing that they're shields are all gone here. They bring in their Charizard. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to our X-Scissor. That's going to be massively resisted, but it doesn't really matter. We throw in the Lugia here, but what we should have done, what was the mistake here? We shielded up the Sneasler, right? That was a dumb thing to do. Yeah. So what I wanted to do, or should have done, was bring back Lugia and hold on to that shield. But hey, you learn from your mistakes. Next battle, we're going to be met with an Escavalier. Now, we do have to look out for that Drill Run. It's super effective. It's going to be doing a lot. So we're going to go ahead and go for the X-Scissor bait, and they just let it go. A close combat probably would have been enough. But hey, let's continue on here with the resistance to fighting. And their counter not even getting stabbed. It's still doing this much damage, just to show you the testimony as how good counter is in this game, just if it's on anything. Alright, so they do have their Giratina out here, and we're going to go ahead and throw in our Lugia to have a little fun with that Dragon Tail, and they're going to be retreating into a Melmetal, so we're locked in here, building all the way up to Aeroblast. I mean, this is my best option at this point, and they're actually going to be shielding it up. So Snorlax, Lugia, and Sneasler combination. Folks, I'm telling you, this is one amazing team. Had a blast with it. Snorlax put in the work as well. Alright, so bringing in the Sneasler, we do resist everything. Rocks, well, if they have Flash Cannon, that's going to be neutral. But Rock Slide, close combat, Rock Slide's still doing a decent amount without even getting stabbed here. So going for the close combat, they do shield it up. Looks like they're going to be building up energy. They're trying to catch, but we retreat and swap into our Snorlax here. And this is where it's going to be coming in handy. I was just waiting for this moment, and we should be able to take this win easily here. Just simply farming them all the way down, and then when they bring in that Melmetal, we go for Superpower and take the win. We don't even need to throw any sort of charge moves here. They are going to be able to bring us down pretty low with these Dragon Claws over time. but they do have Shadow Claw, which is not doing much, so we're able to just lick them down. Super powered to take out that Melmetal, and we're looking good. So the Sneasler wasn't like, ooh, it did a little. No, I put in the work, and it's going to be sweeping up as well. All right, next battle we're met with a Nidoqueen. So we have to look out for Earth Power. Both of our charge moves are not going to be very effective. This is why I was kind of saying you may want to go with Aerial Ace for a little bit of coverage. But the nice thing about X-Scissor is you're going to have super effective to Dark without going for close combat, as well as Psychic types and a little bit else in between, maybe even Grass. Well, Aerial Ace is going to be good against Grass. Anyways, we bring in our Snorlax, they bring in Escavalier, building up plenty of energy, but not to 2 superpowers. Almost, and then getting to a Body Slam. I would assume they're going to shield this up. They don't want to go down with energy and win that swap, and exactly they shield it up, and we still have 2 shields left. Now we can bring in the Lugia and try to farm down, but here's the thing. Escavalier is a dang good Pokemon, and if it has Mega Horn, this is going to do a lot despite us being Flying type, because we are also Psychic. So about one more of those, we'll stay alive, but I'm going to go ahead and shield this up, because I want to preserve the health on this thing. So it is tanky, but man, those do hurt. So we're going to go for the Sky Attack as they do bring in their other Pokemon. It is going to be that Nidoqueen getting a shield with the Sky Attack. Beautiful. So we just have to look out for the Poison Fang because, well, we're flying. We don't have to look out for the Earth Power unless they did have Stone Edge. Going for the Poison Fang, and we go for another Sky Attack here. I was just excited to keep on using the Sneasler. Swapping in here, going for the X-Scissor at the last second before they get off that Poison Sting. And lower our defense, taking them out with energy. They got a Venusaur in the back. Now, typically, I don't know, a Poison and Fighting type would love to see a Venusaur, right? Well, the thing about this is we're very squishy and we can't take a Frenzy Plant. It does about 70% or 72% of our health, which is crazy. Now, that was a close call there. They almost did catch. I was mashing the X-Scissors, so technically they almost did, but not quite there. Down we go and bring it in the Lugia to take the win. They're almost getting to a Frenzy Plant there. Thank you, team. Looking good. Moving on to our next opponent, met with a Venusaur. And again, this is one of those matchups like, hey, Poison and Fighting type, let's go. Just like Toxicroak, right? Man, this thing has such an awesome design. The moves are great. The performance was great. This team was amazing. It's fun when it works out. It's like, yeah, we were getting countered. I mean, there's only so much, you know? And I know I go on my like weekly tangent sometimes about the algorithm. It just gets to me, folks. But you know what? I let it go. Just let it go. It doesn't even matter, right? We're just going to have a little fun here. People are like talking all this crap. It doesn't matter. Let them talk. You know what that means? That's just my name in fluctuation, baby. Let's get it. All right, so taking them down with the Lugia, bringing in the Sylveon here. Going for the Sky Attack and no shield. That's not good. Could have done a ton of damage with the Aeroblast. Going for another one here. And they let it go. Still holding on to 2 shields. We bring in our Snorlax now. At this point, we can simply farm down. And they swap and they have a Lucario. So I'm expecting a Power-Up Punch. But I do shield it up anyways, just because better safe than sorry. Now, I have 2 Pokemon in the back. Full team is still alive, but they're very low on health. We can still do a little something, but this is going to require a little bit of finesse here. So getting to the super power up against this Lucario. They're using their last shield. We still have 1 left. Now, what is it going to be? Bringing in Sneasler before they can even get off a charge move to get the close combat to take them out. And Sylveon's taking us out. What's going to happen here? Bring it in Lugia, and they take us out with Charm. See what I mean by leaving in the losses too, because they're dang good games. Next one, we're met with an Empoleon here. All right. Fighting type with the Shadow Claw. Now, we do need to look out. I mean, they're going to still be able to hurt us, obviously, with the Drill Peck, and even the Hydro Cannon's doing a lot. So we're going to bait them with the X-Scissor, get a shield, retreat with a little bit of energy, and bring in Snorlax to absorb this Hydro Cannon. We've gotten a shield from them, and we still have 2. They swap into Tangrowth. This is great. We're going to go ahead and just do our Snorlax Body Slam Lick thing here, spam it up. Definitely, do I shield this up? Okay, now the reason why I do that is I want to put on the pressure. I want them to either use their last shield or we win swap here. And we're getting their last shield, which is going to work out great. And they don't really have any residual energy after this. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. So thinking what I want to do, we're going to go ahead and bring in Sneasler. As much as I wanted to farm up, we're not able to actually get there. Well, we're going to farm up, but it's going to be at the expense of a shield here. So shieldless battle for both of us. A lot of energy on the Sneasler. Let's have a little fun. They're bringing in Empoleon. It's about 1:30, 2:30 in the morning while I'm recording this. And I'm talking like a madman, folks. Taking advantage while my neighbors are out of town. Even though they say they can't hear me, I'm just so self-conscious about it, and I'm still quiet because I don't want to be disrespectful. All right, but anyways, into the battle here, and we're taking the win. They're backing out with about 2 HP, 1 HP on their Galarian Stunfisk. We take that win. Next battle, leading with Sneasler the entire video, met with a Jellicent. Now, this is not too great. We got Shadow Claw at least, and this is exactly what we're talking about. So if you did have Poison Jab, you'll be just left dead in the water. With the Shadow Claw, you're actually able to do something. So we're swapping the catch. I mean, you know, yeah, it was a Shadow Ball, and it's doing a lot of damage to Lugia, but we're just going to have to work with it. Anyways, we're doing some good damage, so letting it go, still holding on to both shields here. We're going to actually let this go as well, hitting us with another Shadow Claw, or Shadow Ball. And what we're going to do is go ahead and Shadow Claw them down here. I do believe they're going to be able to get to a charge move right about there, so we're going to go ahead and go for X-Scissors just to take them out. And we're going to be looking good, but they decide to shield up. Okay, so I think we're going to want to do that as well, and then finish them off with the Shadow Claws here. And we'll be coming out of this with a lot of energy. So if they have a Ghost in the front, I'm assuming they don't want to see any fighters in the back. Bringing in Sirfetch'd, going for the close combat. And they immediately swap after that. They got a Cresselia in the back, so they don't really care about fighters too much. Let's see what we can do here. We're just going to get one of these off and a couple of Shadow Claws before we swap into our Snorlax, because we did debuff ourselves, and being like Toxicroak with that poison and fighting type, even the Cresselia Psycho Cut is going to be doing a ton of damage to us even after we debuffed ourselves. All right, so Snorlax is just putting in the work. Always a nice closer here with Lick and its normal typing, as well as Body Slam and Superpower. That's some pretty good coverage, and as well as its tankiness. If you have a Shadow, well, you're going to be doing extra damage. It's just really nice. So we're looking pretty good. How is this going to work out? We're going to go ahead and shield this up, right? Yeah, and we're going to finish it off with a Sneasler, actually. I swap it in. I'm like, yeah. Get as much action as you can, buddy. Let's go. Next battle, we're met with a Sylveon. This is, if you had Poison Jab, it could be okay, but we don't. So we're going to go ahead and retreat into our Snorlax here and go for the Body Slam and make sure we do not allow them to sneak a Charm through. I'm pretty sure for this entire battle, we did not allow them to do that. So the first time there, looking good. We're going to go ahead and shield this up. We don't want to take that extra damage while that Charm is really starting to add up here. We should be able to outpace them if they don't want to shield it up after this. And we're getting to the Body Slam. Could have potentially licked them down, but I don't want to risk it. Probably really close to another Psyshock. So they're going to be bringing in their Cresselia. Check out how much damage this Snorlax does before it does go down here. It's pretty quite amazing. All right, so almost half. Yes, sir. Looking good. The Cresselia stopped for a moment. It was like, what? Does not compute. What's going on? Why are you able to do so much damage? So half held on the Cresselia. Looking good. They go for the Moonblast. And I do believe they get the deep. Did they just get the debuff? Okay, going for another one here. I don't think they did, actually. All right, anyways, going for the Sky Attack on that Crest. Yeah, they definitely did if I'm going for that. And they shielded it up. Something in the back doesn't want to see a Flyer or a Psychic type, potentially. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Sneasler to start farming up. And it is a Giratina, which it doesn't want to see the Dragon Tail. So this is going to be an interesting matchup here. And I was actually pretty excited. I was like, okay, Sneasler, time to put in the work to see what you can do. So it's not over until it's over here, and this is not looking too great. And with all those other losses I've been putting in, who knows what this is going to be here. So I'm just going to hit all these X-Scissors as fast as I can, folks, doing as much damage as I can, as well as that Shadow Claw, just putting in the work, bringing them down into the low red. And this is great because we do have the Lugia. We're going to go ahead and swap into that and get to our Sky Attack with that energy that we did have on reserve, taking out the Giratina. And then, are we going to be able to take this win, folks? Oh my goodness, it's one of those battles. Like I said, I'm leaving in some of these good ones here, loss or win, but it's not over. Sneasler goes down. Okay, good game. Moving on to our next one here, met with the Muk. This is pretty interesting. Now I can go straight for the close combat. It's not going to quite KO, and then we're just going to be sitting there as a debuff. So we're going to go for the X-Scissor first. Now, if they did go for Sludge Wave, that's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Do believe they go for the Dark Pulse first, and still a respectable amount of damage to the Sneasler. Going for a close combat, don't think this is going to quite KO. Oh, they get to a charge move, so I think we shield this up just because we want to hold on to it. If they have a Dark type in the front, this could come in handy. So let's see the Cresselia, so we immediately swap since we do have the debuff, and they have a Swampert back there. And as soon as I saw that, I was thinking, this is looking pretty good here. It's not over until it's over, like we said before. So don't get too comfortable, but yeah, Lugia and Snorlax tank. I mean, this is a tanky team other than the Sneasler, which is kind of good because we need to make up for that kind of squishiness that it does have, as well as its massive weakness to Psychic. All right, anyways, up against this Snorlax here, and we're just going to town, bringing him into the red. Looking good. Bringing in Lugia, we're going to be able to farm down. Let's see how much a Hydro Cannon does here. Oh my goodness. All right, so they're bringing back their Cresselia into the fight here, and we already seen how much Moonblast does. I mean, this Lugia is just so tanky, so we're going to go ahead and absorb that, swap into our Sneasler, and start going to town with these X-Scissors and Shadow Claws and see how much we can do. I need to get to this one, and we get to another X-Scissor. Let's see what happens here. We get that last shield. That's all I needed. Bringing in that Lugia, and I'm thinking, you know, that Swampert does have energy. It doesn't do too much, so we'll let this Moonblast go. And what's going to happen here, folks? Do we have to shield this up now? We just simply have to. So I think they swap here. Yep, they do. And we have about 2 Sky Attacks. So we're going to go ahead and go for the first one. And we're actually going to build up to the Aeroblast. I mean, Sky Attack was enough there. So this is a little bit of an overkill, but it was a good way to end the video. So if you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
I'm giving you what I go, tell you how I feel. I want to drive you through the night, down the hills. I gotta tell you something you don't want to hear. I'm gonna show you where it's dark, but have no fear.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!